Well, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here on our Team Prosperity meeting. Today is November 28th, 2018, and it's a very, very exciting time to be here together. And I do appreciate everybody's time. I know how valuable it is, and I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to listen to the recording as well. I'm very, very excited for the training today. I've put together a few slides, things that have come up over the week for me, important announcements that, I didn't discuss on last week's training. And I know David Chase is going to say a few words, and then we're going to have a great training by Mike Amos. So if you missed this training yesterday, he was actually the guest speaker for the company as well. I was just letting everybody know that there's 3 different ways to access that training if you missed it. In our closed private Facebook group, the Team Prosperity group. You can also access it on his YouTube channel. If you don't know how to get to that, the YouTube link is in his signature. I would strongly advise everybody to sign up for his YouTube channel. That way, if you're subscribed, you can get every single thing that he posts on there. And then thirdly, if you go to virtual.financial and you go to the theater, it's going to be the first recording there with Senior Vice President Mike Amos. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint. I've only made just a few slides. And here we go. Let's see what we've got going on here. And like I said, today is November 28th, 2018. It's a very exciting time. We're really pumping it up and really making it happen in the last quarter, and it's really a great time to build momentum, to have an amazing beginning of the year. So I did want to talk about the anti-money laundering is due at the end of the year. So if you're writing business or if you have electronic appointments, that means that you probably have an anti-money laundering that's due. And to do that, you would just go to My WFG, you would click on the menu, Licensing and Appointments, Licensing Anti-Money Laundering course. And that's going to redirect you over to Kaplan. Now make sure you all are doing the course that's at least 1 continued education unit. It should run about $9, $9.95, something like that. Now they will take outside anti-money laundering as long as it is 1 CE unit from an educational source. So they won't take anti-money laundering from any of the carriers. They want to know that you know the anti-money laundering laws in your state. And after the Patriot Act, every 2 years or so, we all have to do an anti-money laundering, anybody that does any kind of financial services. If you need my help, I would be happy to assist you with this or with anything else. Text message or email is the easiest way to reach both me and Mike. We're on the phone all day, so if you call, sometimes calls go into cyberspace. But definitely make sure that you make this anti-money laundering course a priority. It shouldn't take you more than an hour. Again, if you need my help, let me know. The next thing that I really wanted to let you all know, and the people that have done a CRM training with me know that I've had a lot of old leads in my CRM, and I will be happy to tell you that over this Thanksgiving break, I really spent a lot of time going through my CRM and getting rid of all of these old leads. And I wanted to share with you the email that I've been using. And hi, first name. Yeah, I didn't hear back from you, so I'm closing your file from my side. If you want to schedule a phone interview, please go to my /anywhere, watch both prerequisite videos, and fill out the phone interview request form there. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Have a wonderful night. Alana Amos, SVP, Virtual Financial. So, this wasn't nighttime. If it was day, I would say have a wonderful day. If it was a weekend, I would say have a wonderful weekend. But this really got a lot of attention. Some people said, thank you, I wanted you to look at my thing. Some people said, wait, I never got it, resend it. And some people actually followed the instructions, and they went to my /anywhere, they watched both videos, they filled out a phone interview request form. So I got, a lot of good leads out of it. And I do have, a great guy coming in right after this meeting that responded to this specific one right here. So just wanted to share with you what's been working for me. I specifically like the /anywhere. I used to lead with a /direct, but the reason for the /anywhere is it just looks really, really nice on a mobile device. And I'm finding that more and more people are looking at what we're doing on their cell phones or on their tablets versus being on a desktop. And the /anywhere will have both the videos right there up front, the 4-minute overview, the 28-minute details, and then there's a big red button that says click here to request a phone interview. The other great thing about the phone interview one is that you're getting all of the information about, you know, what they're doing now, what they're looking to do, the level of income that they want to make, you know, what motivates them. So you have a lot of great talking points going into the interview call, or, you know, whoever the manager is doing the ABC call for you. So this is what I've been doing, and it's having success for me, so I wanted to share it with everybody here because I want you to be as successful as possible. And I borrowed this from Dimitri, who's on this call. Thank you, Dimitri. This is a great post, and this is so true. You know, what we don't see versus what we do see. So just remember, you know, it's going to take time, it's going to take patience, it's going to take courage and vision and planning and perseverance and strategy and all of those great, you know, building blocks to get to where you want to be. So just know that, you know, it's activity every single day combined. You have to give it the time for those efforts to compound, have a positive attitude. It's not going to happen overnight. I can definitely tell you that, but it will happen if you keep having activity and focus on, you know, the right tasks. You're going to make it, and we're going to help you every single step of the way. So lean on us as much as possible. Again, Dimitri, great post. And, you know, living benefits, this is so important, and I'm going to minimize this up here so I can see a little bit better. This is a great solution for families, and it's a great holiday gift idea. You know, how many toys and junk do we, you know, give kids and stuff that they're just going to look at and they're going to throw to the side? You know, think about an IUL for a child. Think about, you know, educating people about what we're doing. It's so incredibly important. And if you were on the training yesterday, Mike Hinsberg discussed, you know, how many people have a GoFundMe page versus, you know, knowing about living benefits. And the upgrade market, this is such a huge market. A lot of people, you know, they have life insurance that they're paying for, and they bought it and they forgot about it. They think about upgrading their cell phone every 18 months or every year. They think about upgrading their car every 2 years or 3 years. So nobody ever thinks about upgrading their life insurance. And we really want to get people thinking about this, especially during the holidays. And, of course, it is something that people do have to qualify for. So, you know, we have to keep that in mind. But if they can qualify, this is a great, great thing to talk to friends and family about. And personally, the way I open the conversation is, this is what I have for me and Mike. Of course, I'm a professional. I've been doing this 15 years. And everything's just a transfer of emotion. If somebody could feel that you're excited about it, they're going to be excited about it as well. So remember, we educate people about the business. We educate them about the products. They're going to ultimately make the right decision for themselves and their families. Incredibly important. You know, don't forget about your loved ones during this holiday season. And honestly, I think that's everything that I had that I wanted to bring up. David Chase, I know you wanted to say a few words. Always welcome, and, you know, look forward to hearing what you have to say. You want to just go ahead and star 6 to do that.
Thank you, Ms. Alana. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, or it is good afternoon to people on the East. Good afternoon to you all. A couple things I just want to mention before Mike speaks. You didn't, and again, I'm going to reiterate what I said, but people were on the phone earlier on this meeting. You really got to watch what he said last night. It makes all the sense in the world. It really does drive home what we're doing. And prepare yourself for 2019. You have the next 5 weeks to lay out. Talk to a lot of people. We all know it's holidays. We all know, oh, see me after New Year's, see me after Christmas. I'm too busy till then. You know what? Everybody's going to use every excuse possible right now. This is what people are doing. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I've brought in the last 2 business partners I've brought in. There's no excuses. They're right for the tier system. They're moving in the right direction. And that's what we want everybody to do who comes into this company. As I can see, Mary Ann just joined the meeting. Hello, Mary Ann. Thanks for being here. She's going to be a superstar. I really believe that. She has not missed a meeting, and she's engaging in this incredibly well. You will all know who the right people are when you begin to speak with them and you open up the conversations. I was talking to Vlad earlier before everybody came on. I don't think anybody on this meeting makes more phone calls than I do every day. And that's what it takes. You know, I know social media is important. I just had somebody reach out to me on LinkedIn because I've taken 2 years to build it. I continue to post memes, and thank you, Diana Barella, for helping me every step of the way with that. Listen, we have a chance to do something really incredible here, everybody. Really, really incredible. And the people who quit and decide that it's not for them, you can't stop them. You know, and nobody has the perseverance to stick through this. I'm going to, no matter what. I'm being in my third year. It's been a fun ride. It hasn't been easy. Help building this company, help doing things with Mike and Alana, help putting things into place to make this a better experience for everybody who's new here than we had. You know, Mike always says, people always say to him, and me too, man, wish I was with your company a couple of years ago when you came in. Promise me, trust me, you wouldn't want to be here. You probably wouldn't be here after 2 years, 3 years after what we dealt with. But you know what? It was all good things. There was a lot of hurdles to overcome. That's what we entrepreneurs do. We think, we push things forward. We continue to push things forward. We help each other. Please understand that this little Team Prosperity, if you stay with us, we're a family. We're here to help each and every one of you. You know, I have the same sentiments Mike and Alana have. I want to lift up people. It's not about me. I keep telling people that it really isn't about me. You know, now that I'm a senior vice president, my greatest thing that I get to do is sign promotions. It's so uplifting to me. It just makes my day. So know that you all are here in the right place at the right time. Is it easy? If it was easy, anybody can do this, and they pay you $15 an hour to make phone calls. That's what happened. But this is something special. I keep looking at my income calculator at least once a day. It's part of my vision board that Mike Hinsbark talks about. And my vision board is to have a beautiful life in a couple of years, as I, believe it or not, 6 months away from being Medicare eligible, which blows me away. But I'm not quitting. I'm just going to quit at 65. I probably will never quit at 70. What's the point? But I don't want to work as hard when I'm 70. So all of you on this phone or in this meeting are listening to my voice. Remember, this is a 3 to 5 year project. It is. There's no shortcuts. You will find the right people. They're out there. You wouldn't be here if you didn't think you were the right person. And we wouldn't think you were the right person if you weren't on this call. So, yes, we're a band of brothers and sisters that are growing this thing step by step by step. But believe me, where we were 2 years ago, where we were 6 months ago, where we are today is light years ahead of where we were. And it's only going to get better and better and better. So please listen to Mike and Alana. I keep saying the same things over again. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. I just work hard at this, and I listen and I learn. And if you keep your mind open and learn how to speak to people in a nice way and use the script if you have to. It's okay until you get more comfortable, but don't be afraid. You know, Mike Amos said something last night. You know, if you're afraid to pick up the phone, chances are it's not going to work here. You've got to be able to engage and have great conversations. And if you don't know how to have that great conversation with that person, get me an ABC call. Get Mike an ABC call. Get the person who brought you in if they're qualified to be able to do an ABC call. We'll help you disseminate whether they're a good candidate to come into your business. Remember, we're not looking for short-term partners. This is a long-term project. You want to work with people you want to work with every day. You want to be able to talk to them. You want to be able to engage with them. You don't want them to miss meetings. I haven't missed a meeting. I did miss one, my own meeting. I don't even know why I did it, but I made a mistake. I try never to miss any meetings, and if I'm going to, I give the courtesy of that person letting them know. And I know, from my end of it, 90% of people don't give me that courtesy back. But I don't care about the 90%. I care about the 10. I really have not much else to say. It's pretty impromptu, but I will tell you all that this next year is coming up, and if you're not making a minimum 50 phone calls a day from now till Christmas, you're going to hurt yourself. You are. I hear no 100 times over. I don't care. It doesn't bother me anymore, and I go through a lot of ABC calls that don't come in. It's just okay. I would rather have them filter out at the beginning than make me go through the whole circle and they say, oh, this isn't for me. Really? If it's not for you, why'd you even bother to come in and start? So the 26 people I see here on this call, and I don't know who all of you who are on there, but listen, we are growing. And if you just stick with this, have perseverance, You know that Mike and Alana and myself, I'm trying to make the experience better for everybody coming in here. We have some other arrows in our quiver now to be able to shoot and help you build a business and help you build some business at the same time. So I'm looking forward to 2019 as a very special year for all of us. Just make it happen every day. Go talk to people with a smile on your face. If you have to look at a mirror like Bill Mitchell does and smile when you're talking, then do it. And I love talking to people. And don't forget about your walk and talk, walk of life. I call it the 3-foot rule when I'm out. I talk to everybody about what I do. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Make a conversation. You never know who that next person is either going to be in the company or be a client. You just don't know. I know it's not virtual, but you're still talking to people face to face. The meeting after that will be virtual with the people. So, that's the way it is. So, look, reach out to me. Most people have my phone number. If you need me, and Mike and Alana are busy, and they are. I'm busy too, but we're never too busy for our business partners. We're here for all of you, each and one of you. I'm going to get off because I don't want to take any more time. Mr. Amos, take it away.
David, thank you so much. It's everything he said is absolutely true. We're going to have a great end of the year, an amazing 2019, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and grab Mike. I know he's got a great presentation in store. Bear with me just for 1 second.
You guys, this year has flown by. Can't believe 2018 is almost going to be coming to a close here. Finish it up strong. You've got 30-plus days left, and not only will you have some immediate results if you work hard, but it'll really springboard you into 2019 when everybody's waiting around for January 1st. That's the time everybody joins the gym, gets serious about their business, get a little bit of a head start, just like we're a digital company and we have a head start here. Get a head start even over the human element of, marketing, contacting people, getting the word out that, we're interviewing for multiple positions. We're leading with free financial education on the client side. We've got some incredible products. It's really about just opening conversations. You're not trying to really sell somebody, some product they really don't need, some business opportunity that, is there to swindle them and take their money up front and never hear from them again. It's an entrepreneurial opportunity. It's a lot of hard work, but for the right people that come in, it's an incredible opportunity. So once again, you want to make sure that you learn how to read people. If somebody's not the right fit, just bringing somebody in for the sake of, I got a number on the board, it's really not that type of a business. So make sure you're bringing the right people. We'll help train, support them, invest time, energy, resources, but they've got to be the right fit. A couple things as we get started here. I don't know if you guys have been on LinkedIn. I just noticed it today. I'm on LinkedIn every day, and you should be. It's a key marketing asset for us. You should be building relationships. You should be posting. You should be getting better at learning how to use these social media sites. But a couple of things that I wanted to bring up to you is now when you go into LinkedIn, when you click on My Network, over the sidebar now where it used to have your connections, it still does, your total amount of connections, but now it has the groups, the total number of groups that you can access right there that you're a member of. It also has the companies that you follow and the hashtags that you follow. So it's being more, LinkedIn's getting more organized, so to speak. So you can kind of take a look at that, see what's going on there. Spend some time on these social media sites. Learn one at a time. We just landed another rover on Mars. The future of our species, of this human race, is out in space. And the future of your business in this industry has a lot to do with digital, has a lot to do with social media. It's not going to happen for you overnight. The last kind of side note here, we always in the past have talked about the ability to grow your LinkedIn connection for multiple purposes, including exporting that data, exporting your contacts for email purposes. The European legislation that was passed, General Data Protection Regulation, it's gone into effect, and it's affected us in the States as well. So right now, you can no longer receive the email addresses from your export. You can still export the first name, last name, phone number. Email addresses are no longer available. So just keep that in mind. So if you try to export, you don't see the email addresses, don't freak out. It's not you. It's just something that, was because of the European Data Protection Regulation legislation that passed. So let's get into Twitter. And remember, when you talk about
You're good.
Okay, thanks. When you talk about social media, we want you to learn one at a time. But as you go forward, some of these platforms have incredible power for marketing. They have incredible power for branding. They have incredible power for networking. But more importantly, as you grow your business, something like a tool like Twitter can control your organization. You can get the word out. You can build, groups within groups. So it's an incredible tool. In our YouTube channel, now we've got, the Team Prosperity stuff that's related to the educational part of what we do. And then also you've got Team Prosperity back meetings. And we just last week set up a new one, team meetings dash social media. So these are all the team meetings that specifically have to do with social media. Now there is an introduction to social media there. There's an introduction to Facebook. A couple weeks ago when Diana and Alana did, tips on LinkedIn, that one's there as well. And we'll add this one as well. This is Twitter, how to use Twitter. And these are things that are not going to sprout up overnight. If you think you're going to put 60 or 90 days into these, it's being very short-sighted on your side. You're going to have to put some months into this. You're going to have to, fail at doing some things. My goal for you guys is to try to put you in a position where you are able to go forward and jump over some of the hoops and obstacles that we did learning these platforms. I'm by no means a Twitter expert. I learned with you guys, but here we go. Here's how to use Twitter. First thing you want to do is, we're starting very basic. You want to log in. If you don't have an account, create an account. If you do, you can log in, and then you can keep your login so you can just, always have it pulled up when you access the URL. Settings and privacy. So when you're at your Twitter, you're going to see when you're over here at your little profile, if you don't have a picture, we'll get one uploaded, and that's part of today's training. But this little profile over here, underneath this, it's going to have a drop-down menu. The first thing that you want to go and access is settings and privacy. And what that's allow you going to do is there's a username. So the username is going to be your @ like mine's @JMichaelAmos. You're also able to change that username. And so if you got a username with a bunch of numbers after it and you don't think it's a good marketing brand, you don't think it's aesthetically pleasing, you can go in here in settings and privacy and change that username and change a couple other things. But the main point I wanted to bring up, you do have the ability to change the username. And then underneath this, you've got the ability to show best tweets first. If you're not somebody that's going to constantly be on Twitter, which a lot of us are not, you don't need the newest things coming through. So show the best tweets first so you get the best information. And then, of course, anytime you're making changes, you always want to save those changes. So once again, settings and privacy will allow you to alter your username, which is your @. Now also, when you're at settings and privacy, you've also got the ability to set up some notifications. So you can go through here and kind of pick and choose what you want. The privacy and safety, that's up to you. Don't make your account too restrictive. Remember, you want to use this as a marketing asset, so you don't want to restrict your ability or other people's ability to communicate with you. Also, under notifications, you can get the notifications. You can start to mute notifications, or you can start to set up the notifications that you actually want. And when you're looking at those notifications, email notifications is something that you want to pay special attention to. You want to be, if you're up for it, you want to be notified when the activity tweets, you have new followers, you have a new direct message, someone emails a tweet to you. All of these things you can get emailed to you on top of your notifications. So you can set that up as well. You guys can kind of comb through that, figure out what's important to you, how much information you want to receive, basically real time. Also, your profile. This is where you're going to put your personal touches on it. This is where you want to spend a little time. This is where you want to stand out above the crowd. Going right back to your head and shoulders icon if you don't have a picture. Underneath this is profile. When you click on profile, it's going to allow you to actually edit your profile. And that's where you can upload your picture. That's where you can put your bio. That's where you can do a lot of things necessary to get your profile looking good. Just like we updated LinkedIn, just like we do a lot of the other social media profiles, you want to have a nice looking profile on Twitter as well. So remember, the @ is going to be your username. But above that, when you edit your profile, you've got the ability to put something else, and that could be changed too. So like my @ is @JMichaelAmos, and right above that, it says Mike Amos. So @ can be changed in settings and privacy, and then under your profile changes, you can actually edit your profile and put whatever you want. So if you've got, something that you want to market yourself as, that's a great place to put it. Remember, as you're going through these, always save the changes. You can go back. If you don't like it, alter it again. Now, when you are changing your profile around, you need to make sure that you understand how to do things. The first thing that you want to do is make sure you have a profile photo. Now, I think that you should have a profile photo of yourself. Some people put, different things on there. I think it kind of takes away. If you're going to be a personal brand, which we're trying to build it out as, your first, Virtual Financial second, you need a nice profile picture there. That's the one that shows up in the circle. That's the one that's going to show up when people are doing the search. Now, when they actually get to your profile, you're going to be able to change, or they're going to be able to see the header photo or the cover photo. So once again, your username is the @ Above that can be any type of branding that you want to go ahead and set up for yourself. So this is exactly how you do it. So when you're at the little circle for your profile picture, you're going to upload a photo. Now, this might take a little bit of time. You can research on, the pixels, the size that you want. Might take you a number of times to get it right. But just remember, guys, don't get frustrated. Once it's in there and it's correct, it's good to go. So don't think this is going to be something you have to do over and over and over again. Upload a nice-looking picture. Make sure it looks good. And then also, right here, make sure it's centered correctly. Take a little time like we just talked about. Make sure that you have a nice-looking profile picture, because that is the picture that's going to come up when people are searching, and that's going to be their first impression. Now, outside of that is the background cover photo. That's going to be really where you want to get, a lot of things in one space. So when somebody comes to your profile, what are they going to see? You can put your social links. You can put a lot of different things on there. Once again, easiest way to make this is to go to a PowerPoint, copy and paste what you want on there, export the PowerPoint to a JPEG, and then when you upload the header photo, you can move it around to get it centered correctly. Once again, if it's not centered, go back to the PowerPoint, adjust the size of the things until it looks really good. Once it's in, it's in. And once again, once you do this, save the changes. So trends, just like when we're on LinkedIn, when you log into your main page of your LinkedIn, over to the right-hand side, it's things people are talking about, the trending topics. Twitter has the same exact thing. So when you're at your front page of your Twitter, it's going to come up with trends. What are people talking about right now? And you can see when I copy and pasted this, from another previous PowerPoint, this was the stuff people were talking about. Now, you have the ability to change your trends. They're going to, based on your interest, give you some trends that you think you're going to be interested in. But you have the ability to manipulate that. So when you're at trends, you can click on this change, and it will take you to a screen where you can start changing things. So if you want tailor-fitted, locations, if you want tailor-fitted material, by all means, go ahead and set that self up for you. And then once you're done, just go ahead and click on Done. Now, when you are in your Twitter profile, your top page right here, your home page, moments, notifications, and messages. Moments are essentially some things that are going on that you can access. And today, when you click on moments, you've got today, you've got news, you've got sports, you've got entertainment, and you've got fun. Yes, this is going to be a marketing asset. Yes, this is going to be a branding asset. But if you're going to use it, you might as well get information that you're looking for. So when you click on moments, you have the ability to, pick out what you want to look at. And then, for example, today or yesterday or whenever this was some stuff that came up on today. Like you've got news, sports, entertainment, fun. And you can actually create new moments here as well. So you can see what moments are there, create new moments for you as a person as well. Those will be uploaded. Also, messages. So messages, just like in LinkedIn, you have the ability to message people. Now, in Twitter platform, the messages need to be not so direct. Now, in LinkedIn, we kind of hit them with a direct message. Are you open? Thanks for the connection. I look forward to getting to know you. This is about what I do. you want to lead the Twitter conversation little less or a little bit more informal, not so much of a direct hit. You want to try to build that relationship really on the first direct message that you send over. You really want to try to offer something of value, or just say, hey, thanks for the follow. These are some of my other social sites. I would love to connect with you on other platforms. If you have some, please send them over. So a little less direct, a little bit more indirect, a little bit more of a relationship building on the front side. And you can access that by new message. So if you go into your messages, you're going to see what messages that you've already responded to, what are the new messages, and then just like any other platform, you can go ahead and create that new message for whoever you want. Notifications, just like in LinkedIn, Twitter has notifications. It's going to let you know what's going on with your particular profile, what things that you might need to be alerted to either respond back to or address. So when you click on your notifications, it's going to allow you to see when people follow, like, retweet, or mention you. So the followers, the likes, the retweets, these are all things like we've talked about. If people are trying to engage with you and you totally ignore them, you're losing a huge, huge part of what social media is really about, which is the engagement process. Yes, posting is important. Yes, having activity is important, but the heart of social media, like we talked about before, is engaging with your audience. So don't ignore people that are trying to engage with you. And you'll get these little alerts, 2 new notifications, and you'll be able to see when you go in there all your notifications or just the mentions. So if somebody's mentioned you directly, you can segment that out. Otherwise, you just get a whole list of actually what's going on. Building your Twitter audience by following first. If you're new to Twitter, then you need to start building. One of the best ways to build is to get around like-minded people. So you follow people first. And if you're going to follow people, follow the important people that you like. One of the people I really keep up with on all social media platforms is Grant Cardone. So you've got those business entrepreneurs, you've got the leaders that you follow, and you can go ahead on your front page when you log into your Twitter. It's going to give you recommendations over on the right-hand side, who to follow. It's going to give you a few right here, and then right here, view all. It's going to take you to all the recommendations that they think would make sense for your profile to follow. You can also find people that you know as well, and then you can also search. So you can search Twitter for a lot of different things like we'll talk about in a minute. Build your audience first by following people that are influencers. And then by doing that, you're going to be able to, access who follows them and, ask for a follow or start to follow them as well. So you're fencing in basically. If you look at this as a physical community, you're fencing in people that you want to be around. If you're having a house party, you're trying to invite people that you actually want at that party. You start by inviting the most important people. However, in Twitter, you're not really inviting them. You're going to follow them. I'm not expecting some of these people to follow me back like I would like an average follow, but it's going to start by getting the people that are most important into your mix. Searching Twitter. So when you get to your top page right here, you can search Twitter, and you can search for a lot of different things. You can search for a specific topic, like, for example, where Alana and I right now, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, if I search for Winston-Salem, North Carolina weather, it is freezing here. We hate it. But nevertheless, it would show up, and it would show how cold it is and why we're going to stay inside and be thankful that we have a home-based business. So you can search for topics. You can also start to search for other things as well. You can search for hashtags. So if you're searching for entrepreneur, business, success, leadership, whatever it is that you want to do, searching for that hashtag, you can get the top, latest people associated with that hashtag, photos, videos, news, and broadcasts. It's a great way, once again, to start getting around like-minded people. Somebody has, sent out a tweet that's got one of these hashtags. It might be a good way to interact with them, start to follow them, continue to build your community. You can see, if we were searching for hashtag competition, you brings up the things that actually have the hashtag in there. And if you see something you like, there's a lot of different things you can do with that person. You can follow that person. You can message that person, retweet that message, a lot of different things. So you can search for a particular topic, particular hashtag, and then you can also search for particular, followers in terms of the name, their username, their handle, whatever it might be. Now, when you're searching for people, when it comes up right here, you can automatically follow that person. But if you're not that familiar with that person, you don't know enough about them, you don't want to follow somebody that could jeopardize your community by them putting out, sexist, racist, homophobic comments that, turn your audience off. So you want to make sure that if you know the person, go ahead and follow it. Like I would have no problem following Grant Cardone. Just click on follow. But if you're not sure, then you can go ahead and click over here, and you can get access to what they posted, what they like, to make sure, is this going to damage my community or not? If it's not going to damage the community, go ahead and start to build that audience. Now, when you start to follow somebody, you've got the ability over here, once you're following these 3 dots right here, you can send them a direct message. You can actually also pull up this other side, turn on notifications. So if this person tweets, you can get a notification that person has actually sent out a tweet. So it's a great way to, once again, you got that little circle of leaders, top entrepreneurs that you want to follow, you can get the tweet. And not only is it for your own personal information, but once again, it's to build the audience. As you start to interact through those people, it helps corral the right type mindset person into your community. Also, up here, when you are composing a tweet, now you've got the ability to go tweet from right here, or you can compose a new tweet just by what's happening. Either way is going to take you to the same place. Doesn't matter how you tweet. And just remember, max of 280 characters. If you're going to mention someone by using their @ or their handle, it's going to tag them in the post. So once again, it's a great way to start interacting with people. The photo icon right here that we're circling around is going to allow you to upload a photo or a video. Once again, just like a lot of the other platforms these days, if you use emojis, use GIFs, it tends to create more interaction. Emojis right here is the smiley face icon. It will take you to a list. And the GIFs is the GIF icon. And then when that pulls up, you can search. If you want to see somebody smiling, waving, doing backflips, you search for that, and it will pull up the GIFs, and you can attach that as well. Also, on the tweets, if you start a tweet with @somebody's handle, it's only going to be viewable to both accounts, their followers and your followers. So just remember, if you start with the @handle, it's only going to be viewable to those people. If you mention them in the tweet, it's going to be a public tweet. You can also start a poll with the chart icon. And right down here, this right here will start a poll. And you can ask the question, and then it's got some answers that you can set up. So which is better, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and you can have a few different choices. Now, you can schedule this. I want it to go 5 minutes. I want it to go up to 7 days. So it's your choice on how long you run the poll. Once again, being interactive, getting people to communicate, getting people to be active with you and your account is one of the best ways to engage. So over here, you can see by setting this up right here, now she's tweeted out which is better, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and as people vote, the percentages will change, and you might get some interaction off that. Choose how long you want the poll to stay open, a few minutes up to a max of 7 days. Also, ways to promote your tweet. When you have a tweet, when you send it, this little down arrow right here will pull up a drop-down menu. You can share that via direct message. You can send that tweet to somebody directly, or one of the things that we guys make sure we want to do is if you got that tweet, if you got the advertising tweet, the marketing tweet, your powerhouse tweet that you want people to see, you're going to pin that to your profile page. And when you do that, that's going to be always the first tweet that somebody sees when they actually come to your profile. So right over here, pin the profile or pin to your profile page. That will keep it as the very first tweet, and that's really where you want to direct somebody about your opportunity, your product. Really it is whatever it is that you want to put it out there first and foremost. Of course, we're all familiar with likes. If you like something, go ahead and push like. The more likes you have on this, the better. Liking is one of the main things that you can do on Twitter to really start to be active and start to really get people to notice you. Also, the retweets. There's 2 ways to retweet. The retweet is the circular kind of recycle area right here. You can just do a straight retweet. If you push this, it retweets to your followers. Now, that is going to go into a green circular motion. That lets you know it was retweeted. However, if you retweet to your followers with a comment, then that's going to show up as a retweet with your comment on the top. So just like on LinkedIn, when we post something, we have that white space above. Same thing here. So you can actually add your personal touch to the retweet, and that will help personalize the retweet. If you retweet with a comment, the retweet's not going to change to green, so just remember that. And then the reply. This is where you can get interactive with somebody. If you see something and you want to reply on that, just like in LinkedIn where we start the comments, this is the reply button right here. It looks like a quotation mark or a quotation contact circle. And then you can, reply right there. This is helpful, thanks. Or if you want to reply, ask a question, whatever it is that you want to do. You have the ability to type it in and hit reply. Now, if you want to see what's been replied, wherever whatever the time length is up here, sometimes it just says retweeted. You click on this, and it'll open the entire dialog box. Whoever is involved with replying to that particular tweet, you can read them all. So you want to make sure that you're getting into a conversation that you want to get into. And then furthermore, on this next page, we're going to see that you have the ability to kind of make sure that you are communicating with the right people. So, for example, if somebody's retweeted something or somebody's posted something, it's got a lot of people involved with it, when you actually reply to that, you're going to be replying to probably the entire string. So when it says replying to at all of these people, when you click on that, it'll take you to the replying to. If you don't want to reply to all these people, you can hand select actually who you want to reply to. If you're open to replying to everybody on that string, you do not need to do that. Sometimes you just want to reply back to the person who originally posted this, then you can click on all of these off. If you want to reply to everybody, keep them on. So you can hand select who you're actually replying to. And then the quote tweet. Now this is a great tool for you guys to use because if you find a tweet that you really like, then right here, the little envelope will allow you to quote tweet. And that's going to send a message. It's going to pull up sending a message. And then from that point, if, for example, this particular person, I was really impressed with them, well, maybe when I pull this up, I type in them, and I'm actually going to send them a message with their tweet inside and maybe say, hey, man, your tweets are awesome. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not connecting with them, maybe you ask for a connection. So right here, loving your tweets, add the emoji if you want to, and tweet that. Once again, if somebody's putting out good tweets, let them know. When you do a quote tweet, this will actually show up in the message as well. On the other hand, if I wanted to send something to, let's say, Diana, I'd say, hey, Diana, check this out. I could press on that, pull up Diana, send it over, and this will be in the message. And I say, hey, Diana, check this out. I think they did a pretty good job on this meme, whatever I want to do, and go ahead and send that message off. So let's talk about Twitter tips, because these are some things that can really help you build your audience, engage your audience, and really get this platform moving so you can extract value from it. First thing you want to do is you want to like tweets as often as possible. When you like someone else's tweet, it does not get sent out to all of your followers. So you do not have to worry about overwhelming your followers. That's important. When you like a tweet, the owner of the tweet gets a tweet that you actually have notified that they liked your tweet. That's important. You're trying to build engagement once again. The Twitter users will read the notification, maybe even visit your Twitter profile, and a percentage will start to follow you. So don't be shy about liking other people's things if it's quality. Next thing is the notifications. You're going to get, or the person who actually set up that tweet, Mike Amos liked your tweet, Alana Amos, Diana, David liked your tweet. And that, as you start to like more and more of that, their audience is going to start to see it as they see the tweets. So it's a great way to build interaction and start to build your audience as well. Also, like tweets that have hashtags related to your target audience. Refer to your hashtag list. If you're new, you shouldn't have to be sitting there worrying about what hashtags to use. You should have a Word document where you can just copy and paste the hashtags that you want to use. If you're constantly using hashtags like entrepreneur, business, mindset, success, maybe you want to like the tweets that have to do with those hashtags to, once again, try to build an audience around what you want to see. Also, like tweets that have mentions of other Twitter users that have the similar audience to you. Once again, target audience for us is entrepreneurs. Find your influencers that you already follow, like their tweets that mention them. Once again, it's just about getting yourself out there. If you're buried in a dark corner over in the Twitter universe, then no one's ever going to find you. If you've got a brand new account, one of the best ways you can put your name out there, your profile out there, is to start liking things and start getting people back over to your profile. Also, you have the ability, like we talked about earlier, to look up and search for the hashtags. It's a great way to go ahead and find hashtags that are similar to what you follow, similar to what you're interested in, and like those things that have to do with the hashtags. Once again, if I'm an entrepreneur and you're an entrepreneur, I kind of want you in my audience. I kind of want you in my community. It's a great way to get yourself built out. Just doing this a little bit a day will really help it over time. And then if you want to follow certain people. So, for example, if I looked up Grant Cardone, then I'm going to go in and like some of his stuff because other entrepreneurs, other people that want to 10X their life are following Grant Cardone. They might see this, come over to my profile. If I have a decent profile, start to follow me. Also, create a Twitter list and target people to add to the list. If you target an audience, such as, in this case, it was food bloggers, but entrepreneurs, business leaders, whatever it might be, then you can search for Twitter to find that particular subject. When you add them to your list, they'll get a notification saying that you added them to your list. Name your list so it stands out in the notifications and make sure that, you keep track of things, adding to your list. It's a great way, once again, to spend a little bit of time every day to get a pretty good result. And also, this is how you do it. So once again, we're always at our profile right here. If it's a Head & Shoulders icon, if you have no picture, that's what it's going to be. If you have your picture, the drop-down menu list, and then it's going to have the list that you created. You can add to those, or you can create new lists as well. And you can see right here, this person was added to the list. So once again, it's about interacting. If you have a small community, if you have a small audience, if you have not a lot of followers yet, getting out here and doing these tips will help to build that without you really having to spend too much time looking people up, trying to follow them, bring them back home to your profile, be interesting, engage with people, build the audience. Email your list and let them know you will retweet the nice mentions of you. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, but as you get out there, if you don't ask for what you want, just like in our business model, you're never going to get it. So if you're asking people, hey, will you retweet this? Hey, I'm going to mention this. Will you retweet this? Start to engage your audience. That's the biggest part of social media. And then also pin your money tweet to the top. This is the main tweet that you want to get out. Whatever's the best piece of content that drives people into your funnel. A pillar post that drives email subscribers if you're trying to capture data. Once again, with that general data protection regulation, one of the easiest ways is to build ClickFunnels that they actually opt into. Once somebody opts into something, you've got their email address. A landing page, we've got plenty of landing pages you can send people to that captures leads or that tries to sell your products. If you got a podcast, a blog, something like that, you can also send them over there. And then right here, so remember, when you're here, your pinned tweet, it could be a lot of different things. So this one, are you ready to accomplish your number one goal in 100 days? Visit this person's blog to learn more about the process or the landing page, whatever it might be. When I pull this guy, John Lee Dumas, up, this is going to be the first thing that I see today, tomorrow, next week, until he changes it. Also, if you've been recognized, for example, somebody has, you win an award or something's going on, you publish an ebook, you publish an article, you can alert people with a pinned tweet. Hey, I just published this, or this just happened. If you won something at the Wealth Wave conference, these are things that you can also pin to the top as well. Let people know that you're an accomplished person. It helps out tremendously. And then also, some people just ask directly. This guy says, one birthday wish for me, subscribe to my podcast. Stand out. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And this is kind of goofy and foolish, but I'm sure he got a lot of results off of this. So there's different ways to pin tweets for different types of results and different types of reasons for having that pinned tweet at the top. And then embed one of your tweets at the bottom of your blog post. If you guys are going to make blogs in the future, if you're making blogs now, You want to intertwine everything. You intertwine blogs to your social media to your blogs. Eventually, you're just weaving a web of information that allows you or allows the end user to get lost in your information. They go here, now they can access this, now they can access that, and before you know it, they've been on 3 or 4 of your different sites, getting to know you, and that might turn into a lead, conversation, or possibly, hey, I see that you're doing this. I've got a friend that's interested. Do you mind if I refer him over for a conversation? This can be a tweet that links to a post. It can be a tweet that links to a related post. It makes it easier to get more retweets, more followers as they start reading your post. And then pin a Twitter card to your profile. Now, Twitter cards are something that can either be free or they can cost you money. It allows you to have a call to action button, just like when we talk about Sniply, recycling articles and putting those call to action buttons on the articles. You can also have a call to action button on your profile. Most Twitter cards, including the product cards, are free. However, lead generation cards are part of Twitter's advertising program, and they can only be used within promoted tweets. Don't spend money yet, guys. Spend money when you know there's going to be a return. If you have no idea how to use these things, don't throw money. Have organic growth, but this is an option for you. So right here, you can see that in his pinned tweet, he's got, hey, Twitter followers, be sure to connect via email to receive my latest blog post. It's a one-click sign-up. It takes them, once they sign up, he's got their email address, and now, even with the GDPR legislation, he has the right to go ahead and email those people unless they say unsubscribe. And then don't forget the image quote. So we're already doing this, or a lot of you guys are already doing this out there, and let me let you know, Diana and other people that are doing this, they look great. You guys are standing out above the crowd. Really impressed with what you guys are doing. If you don't know how to make these, get with somebody that does. They can teach you very quickly. Recycled memes from Google searches is going to clump you in with everybody else. Stand out above the crowd. Quotes are some of the most liked and forwarded updates on social media channels. We know this. So whether you are making your own or whether you're going to a site to do that, once again, you've got the ability to make these memes stand out, put other social media platform handles on here. Once again, you're weaving a web of information and hopefully get people to cross over to another platform and join you there as well. So there's a bunch of different ones. I know Diana uses Canva. She's helping David with that. There's a bunch of different ones out. Or you can just, do the light shot, copy things, put it on a PowerPoint, copy the quote, put your own quote, turn that into a JPEG, or copy and paste it. If you're uncomfortable with doing those, there's a lot of different sites that will help you do those. And then place links in the Twitter tweets 25% of the way in. This is something I just learned. So if you are putting a link in there, putting a landing page, another social media site, this guy analyzed 200 link-containing tweets and found that this placement produced the highest click-through rate. And there's numbers to back it up. So you can see at the beginning of your tweet, it's not going to be a lot of click-through. Right there at about the 25% rule, there's a ton, and then there's a lot here, a little sliver at the end. So this is something I took away from preparing this to help you guys out. Put it right there, about a quarter of the way in your tweet. That's going to work the best for any type of hyperlinks or any type of links that are sending people to landing pages, other sites, whatever it might be. Talk about Twitter in your tweets. If I'm on Twitter trying to learn how to use Twitter, obviously if you've got information about how to better my approach in Twitter, it's going to help me out tremendously. Tweets that mention Twitter receive almost 23% more clicks than those that don't. Tweets and Twitter that's a tongue twister. Tweets and Twitter tips and statistics will always get lots of retweets and favorites. So remember that. On the platform, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, if you put some material out there specific to help people use those platforms better, you're going to get some great interaction off those. And you can see right here, why do businesses use, and he hashtagged Twitter. They were surveyed, and this is what they said. So this is all about increasing brand awareness, driving traffic, engaging existing customers. Mention Twitter, got some great interaction, retweets, and comments off that. And then tweet your infograph, whether it's an infograph that you're using or whether you're actually creating a blog post. We talk about the fact that more visual, that's what things need to be. We taught you guys how to make infographics If you don't know how to use those and are borrowing something else, great. We already covered how infographic drive inbound links. Those posts with infographics get 832% more retweets than traditional blog posts. So always be visual, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Instead of having just a little article with a lead into the article, this is right there. It pops off the screen, and he's got a statistic that backs it up. 81% of the wealthy maintain a to-do list. Only 9% of the poor do the same. And then he's got his little ways that he's going to try to market himself there. But this stands out on the page. So Twitter lead generation. The goal of this, of all the platforms, is to generate leads for yourself. You want to try to, over time, if you can get 20 to 45% or 20 to 45 highly targeted leads per day, if you have 4 social media platforms that are doing that, guys, you're going to have an inbound lead funnel that's going to be even hard for you to handle. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't expect to set up a Twitter account and by February of next year have 45 leads coming in. But if you work at this, put a few minutes in every day, learn, fail, try again, it's over time going to set you up for a very nice inbound marketing funnel. There's nothing better than having people come to you. Instead of making those cold calls, instead of reaching out, now you've got a funnel of people that have seen your material and they're interested in speaking with you. So step number 1, sign up Twitter, optimize your profile. Step number 2, sign up with some apps that will help automate your Twitter management. Don't think you have to spend all day doing this. There's some automated apps that will help you. Use the free ones at first until you're sure of what you're doing, and then that little bit of money that you might spend on those definitely has a return on your investment. And engage your audience. Once again, we've hammered that home this time. Engage, engage, engage your audience. So these are some things that you can use. Manage Flitter. We talked about this before. Manage Flitters for smart Twitter users, or at least it would make your Twitter profile more intelligent. You can unfollow all your inactive Twitter accounts as well as the people that aren't following you back, and you can set up some searches. They have a free and a paid account. Also, Social Oomph. They automate your Twitter profile. So this is kind of like the Swiss Army knife of the Twitter tools. Here you'll find almost all the tools you need to automate your Twitter profile. Some of the features that make this a must-have tool: automatically send a direct message to your new followers. How many times or how much time could you save if it's an automatic send when you have a new follower? Once again, you're not going to send them a direct message, hey, about the business opportunity. You're going to send them a direct message, hey, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. Maybe throw in some other social links. Maybe throw in a free report if you have that, how to be a better marketer, whatever it might be. Offer value on the front end, and then that will lead to conversation on the back end. Automatically follow new followers, send recurring tweets, delete all direct messages or tweets, and then you have the RSS feed to your tweet as well. Tweepy. I actually use this, guys. It's pretty good. But this is, let me pull this up right here. I got so this is supposed to be Tweepy. It's a powerful, down here is TweetDeck. Tweepy is actually, ignore the writing there. I'll fix this for you guys. But Tweepy is one that it makes it real easy. It's artificial intelligence. So basically what happens is you set up some people that you want to organize your crowd around. Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Mark Cuban, these typical people that I follow. And then it's going to start to give you ideas every day about people that they think you should follow. Now, if you make the mistake in the beginning, and you start following everybody that they recommend, it's going to cause chaos. If you start to follow a Ugandan gold miner, guess what? The next day there's going to be more of those. If you start to follow people that strictly tweet about, IT, you're going to get more of that. So as you slim this down and start talking about just entrepreneurs, just business, just leaders, it'll give you more and more and more of that. So you can follow. They've also got recommendations to unfollow people, and they've got recommendations of what tweets that you need to reply back to. Buffer. Buffer lets you schedule your tweets to the best performing time of the day. Once again, there's good times to post, bad times to post. Balanced tweeting schedule is the sign of an organized individual, and they should gain, more attention, more audience, more followers. And then finally, TweetDeck. We've talked about TweetDeck before. Kind of think of it as a central command center for your Twitter account. It's a multi-platform Twitter tool. It allows you to set up columns to figure out exactly how to organize your Twitter account. TweetDeck makes it easy to manage all interactions in a single go. So that is a little bit of an introduction to Twitter. We'll post this in the same place on this, the YouTube channel, whether it be Team Prosperity meetings or segmented team meetings dash social media. This is good for us now, guys, but also as you bring people in, they've got somewhere to go. They can start learning about these platforms.
Wow. I just want to say wow. So good. And, you know, I get to see Mike behind the scenes, and he works like tirelessly on this stuff. Day and night, he's trying to better our experience, and this is all more or less new to him. So this is all research that he did and put together just for us. So thank you so much, Mike. Such great information. I'm trying to absorb it all in, and I'm going to have to go through it again to watch it again. So thank you so much. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll open up the floor for as long as you all want. Questions, comments, concerns, anything that we can help with. Of course, we can also help on a one-on-one basis as well. I hope everybody has a wonderful and productive day, and you know we're here for every single one of you.